It's time for another edition of ESPNcricinfo Gloves Off. With me on the show today, Murli, Karthik and Shaun Tait. Gentlemen, welcome. This is a particularly interesting topic that we've picked for this episode, and that is there no team in the world today that travels well when it comes to Test cricket? So, let's see where Karthik and Shaun Tait stand on this issue in our first round. First blood. Murli, Karthik, you can go first.
Yeah, I completely agree with him that the teams aren't travelling well, not because the teams are... India is quite strong compared to the other teams, and the reason why I say that, when you look at world cricket right now, and it's sad to say, but I'm not comparing eras, but world cricket is actually weak. You look at the teams like Zimbabwe, West Indies having to qualify for World Cup, Sri Lanka, Australia, I think lots of weak sides. England, not the same side it was. The only team possibly which is strong right now compared to India is New Zealand, and they don't play too much. So that's where it is.
Alright, so quick summary saying standard of international cricket in general is on its way down. Shaun Tait, your 30 seconds for your opening argument now.
Yeah, I mean, I can agree a little bit, but not wholeheartedly. I mean, India got victories in Test matches in South Africa and England. Okay, they didn't win the series, but they still managed to get victories, which is hard to do. Australia managed to get a draw against Pakistan in the UAE, which is tough. England just now have been beating Sri Lanka, in Sri Lanka. Dare say it, Zimbabwe beat Bangladesh in Bangladesh, which is not the easiest place to win, no matter what you might think. And back in the 90s, that Australian team was possibly the greatest team of all time, so you can't really compare that, and they were playing against sides like England that were weak.
Very well. Let's take this conversation further in our next round, where you two can have a real go at each other on this topic. It's time for trading blows. Shaun Tait, Murli, Karthik, off you go. Shaun, you can go first.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, if you're talking recent times, just recently we've been watching England giving Sri Lanka a complete touch-up over there. You know, like I said, the Indian side managed to get victories in South Africa. Australia managed to get a draw in the UAE, which is not easy, even with their weak side. So, and I don't think teams in the last 50 years have travelled well at all anyway, apart from that Australian team in the 90s, which was probably arguably one of the greatest teams of all time, playing against weak English teams, and weaker Indian teams at that time. So, you know, I don't agree with that at all.
Look, you need to add another team, the Windies, before Australia dominated and decimated opposition. You can't say that Australia was weak then. It's just that the quality of world cricket at large was much stronger. And I'm just saying it's still difficult to beat people in their own backyard, but those instances have become very sporadic right now. There used to be a lot more fight between teams, even in the home games. There was no elation of getting one draw here and a one win there. When India toured in England this time, we had the best possible chance, because you look at the two aging bowlers, you look at the way Alistair Cook was playing, they were trying to look for middle order batsmen. This is not how England has played against anyone. They dominated.
That's right, but right now, we're looking at, I think arguably England have got their best team for a long time. This is recent times. India have probably, but they're talking about beating Australia in Australia, which is rare. So
because
India,
Australia is very weak right now.
Yeah, but we're going to find out that they're not so weak. But at the same time, India are very good. So maybe world cricket is becoming better because England are better, India are better, Bangladesh are better. Yes, the West Indies are very weak.
Okay, let me take this conversation somewhere else now. Test cricket is essentially the focus point, because we actually do see enough bilateral ODI series wins where the away team tends to nick one. South Africa have just done that.
Talking about
in Australia, India managed to win at least the T20Is in England, if not the ODIs. It's more competitive, Karthik, but Test cricket, you're not quite feeling that same level of competition.
Yeah, exactly. I'm talking about Test cricket. I'm not talking about T20. Yeah. That's what many people are playing right now. One days, you have the odd in a 3-match series, you go one ahead and you win. I'm not talking about that.
Can you explain it?
Predominantly about white ball.
Why is Test cricket not as competitive anymore?
You look at the numbers. Why are people looking for other avenues? If you made Test cricket, why is Test cricket still important in England? Because the quality of cricket, if you play well, it's in the. You go to a restaurant only because you get good food, not because it's got great ambience or it's got great cutlery and it's got great finery. You go there because it's got great food. And similarly, Test match cricket, the numbers are dwindling. People are not watching because of the quality of cricket. For everybody, whether you're a cricketer, non-cricketer, there are so many non-cricketers who still only want to watch red ball cricket. But they turn it off because when you see silly games being played, where there is no fight, there is nothing at all, when the quality of the opposition is not there, in spite of getting it on TV 365 days a year, the numbers are going to be dwindling, and that's where it lies.
Okay, but let me
You've
also
got-
just take another part of this debate. And Karthik, is it a fair enough comment from a coach saying don't pick on us because everyone's poor, or do you expect better from what should be a ball-beating team?
I think you expect better from a world-beating team, because India is a good side. You look at that side; they've got very good bowlers for a very long time. We didn't have that kind of bowling to beat opposition. The way they've fared, the bowlers have taken you to those.
You watch the Indian public and the Indian media. If they lose to Australia, you watch how it turns, how quickly it turns.
That's the way. That's how fickle
Good
media
turn.
is. That's how fickle media is everywhere. You're going to get brickbats when you fare badly, and you could do things wrong but still end up winning, and there'll be a big bouquet of flowers. So that's how media is anyway.
Very well. We seem to have some sort of agreement in spite of the overall disagreement between you two. But let's involve a neutral view now. It's time to involve our fans in our next round. Time out. So Bhavesh Gala from Mumbai is the viewer that's been watching Karthik and Shaun in the previous two rounds debate it out, and he's now formed an alliance with Shaun Tait. So Bhavesh, let's hear from you.
Yeah, I agree with Shaun Tait's statement. He said perfectly. There are very good travelling teams indeed. You can just see right now New Zealand winning against Pakistan in Abu Dhabi, and even after 17 years, Zimbabwe winning against Bangladesh. You cannot say that travelling teams are weak. It's cricket, it's a sport. The one who is confident enough at that moment of time is going to win the game.
Okay, many thanks to you, Mr. Gala, as well for joining us. Now, since he's agreed with Shaun, I'll let Karthik respond, saying that there is still good leadership and therefore teams that perform well enough. But India don't seem to be getting those results, Karthik, in spite of what looks like a strong leadership group.
Look, you can say whatever, but heart of hearts, everybody knows where everything is. And I think that's where I'll sum it up. I don't think I have to add anything more. You just look at the way everyone is, who are the standout players, which are the standout teams, except for India and New Zealand. You don't have.
Very well. Do you agree with Karthik's feeling? Would you like to feature on another episode of Gloves Off? Just leave your comments in the comment section. We'll find a way to get in touch with you. Right? We'll allow Shaun and Karthik to just sum up their views in our final round, knockout tape. Karthik, you can go first.
Yeah, you just, I'm not a big stats man, but again, if you look at 4 or 5 years down the line, or you roll it back, I definitely feel that many teams have had chances, have had their moments, but still not been able to clinch it. And that's why I say that most teams don't travel well, because of the paucity or the quality or the lack of it right now in international cricket.
Yeah, especially when it comes to Test cricket,
Test
as Karthik
cricket,
has
that's
pointed
exactly,
out.
yeah.
Absolutely. Shaun Tait, your final words, please.
Yeah, I just think the timing of the comments from Ravi were funny, because at this time we're seeing England beating Sri Lanka, we're seeing New Zealand beat Pakistan in the UAE, both hard places to win. We're seeing Zimbabwe beat Bangladesh in Bangladesh. So I think right now it's just the opposite of what's happening.
Shaun Tait, Murli, Karthik, it's been an absolute pleasure. Many thanks for joining us on this episode of ESPNcricinfo Gloves Off. If you'd like to put in your comments on whether you agree with Shaun or with Karthik, just put it in the comment section. We'll see you on another episode very soon.
Don't forget to like, share and subscribe, and leave your comments in the comment section below. Click on the bell icon for notifications.